I was always, you were used as a reference point when my
Yeah.
parents wanted me to do an MBA. Now,
Yeah.
I think I've just got so much going on that I can't take away from this momentum.
Yeah.
But I have a couple of questions I've wanted to ask you. One, did it help you in your career? I want to know the honest answer. And two, can the MBA inside you kind of give us a small kind of essay on what the world of Indian films is like? Because I feel that there are very few MBAs, so you would have had some sort of a lens to view this film world with.
Yep.
I'd love to know it from your...
So to answer your first question, did my MBA help me? Right?
Yeah.
Yes, it did.
Okay.
Because it's not about the certificate or the degree you have. It gives you the power to choose what is right from wrong, or what you believe is right from the wrong. So gives me the power to make a very educated choice on what I'm selecting or what I'm doing.
And this isn't just films. These are all your choices in your career.
Everything, including, for example, just imagine a combination of self-conviction and doing your MBA. Honestly, barring a couple of films like New York Taxi 911, Kabul Express, Water, Zinda, No Smoking, or whatever, Jism, could count them on my fingers. I was honestly very unhappy with the films I was doing, which is why I decided to become a producer. I became a producer because the MBA in me said, you can manage this process, management. You can manage this process, you can become a producer, and you can make the content that you believe in, self-conviction. So I married the two. I married the fact that I have self-conviction and I have the education to back it and do the kind of films I want to. Is it a calculated risk? Yes, it's a risk. What's the other saying in MBA? The higher the risk, the greater the profit. I took that risk. Fortunately, it worked for me. It could not have worked for me. Imagine your first film being Vicky Donor, a story of a sperm donor. Okay, I was offered Vicky Donor, calculated risk. I said, I'm not the right person for it. I'm the wrongest person for it. The right person is this gentleman called Ayushmann Khurrana. Calculated risk. Fantastic actor. Worked in that space. Worked perfectly there. So I think MBA helps. Your second question.
What is the world of Indian films like, but from an MBA's perspective?
So when I came into the industry, from an MBA's perspective, when I saw the film industry, I thought it was the most disorganized, fragmented industry, period. I also felt, and without sounding condescending, because there's a lot of method in the madness that I didn't identify or understand, I also felt that there was no thought process behind making what was being made. I felt there was a sense of herd mentality. If one person makes something that works, everybody makes that thing. From an MBA's perspective, I found the film industry very disorganized, zero thought process. Today, the setup of the industry is far more organized. The thought process is still where it was. We've not evolved. We've not evolved. We're still, there are very few of us who've evolved, but we're still looking at the West for a model. We're still looking at content from, including myself, and I put myself in the same category. We're still looking at content from the South to have a crutch on, because how does the South create and we don't? I don't understand. Our technicians work and do the best special effects for Hollywood. Why can't we do 1/100th of that in our own country? Why, and through the MBA perspective, why is an actor's fee 50% of the budget of a film? You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Where does the buck stop for an actor or for talent to say that, hey, listen, I want to contribute to cinema and not to myself now, because I can have my 3 meals a day. I'm saying these are relevant questions, you know, and I think when I look at it that way, I think it's still a race out there. So if someone says, hey, I've announced 5 films, the next person says, I've announced 4, 10, my fee is 50, my fee is 100, my fee is 100. You're not looking at the real picture. The real picture is creating cinema. And I say this, saying that there is, and I say this on record, and I say this to you, and I say this to all these listeners, all these watchers, please don't be afraid of failure. Fail. There's nothing wrong with failing. Failing will only make you stronger. Failing will only teach you. Failing does not necessarily mean you've gone wrong. Failing could also mean that people have not seen what you're seeing probably at that point of time. So have faith in yourself. And I always come back to these 2 words, self-conviction.